Hand in hand, we come before you, Lord. As we step out in faith, we ask you to take the couple in your hands. Help them, Lord, to keep firm in the commitments they are making. Guide them as they become a family, and as they change through the years. Strengthen in their commitment to you and each other's. In Jesus' name, amen. First, I'd like to welcome everybody, family and friends who have traveled to be here with Eric and Josie today. We thank you for being here to share this special day with them. And if anybody's standing, please be seated. Eric and Josie, love is the force that brings us all here today. In fact, love is the force behind much of what we do every day. Whether making a meal for the family, taking time to do necessary things, or lending a helping hand to a friend. Even in the mundane and commonplace routine things, love is always the reason. We are all here to support Eric and Josie on their first day as a husband and wife. And as you go into married life, remember the reason you each get up each day is remember the reason you each get up in the morning, get ready, do your best in the world, and look forward to coming home is each other. Remember the reason you sacrifice, the reason you give, and the reason you laugh. The reason you are legally becoming a family. Now, Eric, do you, of your own free will, take Josie as your lawfully wedded wife to love, protect, and defend as long as you both shall live?
You bet I do.
All right. Now, you, Josie, do you, of your own free will, take Eric as your lawfully wedded husband to love, protect, and defend as long as you both shall live? Do you, Eric, vow to place Josie above all others, before all others, and stand true and immovable in your support for her through the good times and the bad?
I do.
Okay. Josie, you had special vows you'd like to say? No way.
Thank you for your love, sacrifice, patience. Thank you, Lord, because you're the one with me now. And I taking care of you. I've been here for you for the rest of my life. I love you.
Very nice.
Just beautiful.
So do you, Josie, vow to place Eric above all others, before all others, and stand true and immovable in your support for him through the good times and the bad? And please exchange rings. With these public promises and vows and the symbolic exchange of wedding bands, I now pronounce you, by the power vested in me by the Universal Life Church in the great state of California, husband and wife. Eric and Josie, all blessings to you in your new life together. Please share that first kiss as a married couple. Now will the audience please stand and congratulate Mr. and Mrs. Eric and Josie Bierke.
Well, that's it, folks. You saw it. I saw it. You witnessed it. I witnessed it. Long Beach, California, at the American Legion for God and Country. This is Pen, the bride, second marriage. Eric is, I believe this could be the third marriage for Eric. I think this one is going to be the one that just puts them both over the top. This is American Legion Post 496. So just right next to the Masonic Center. I think that's the Masonic Center. That special group that's very secretive in a lot of ways. And I was fortunate enough to walk Pen down the aisle. She's from the Philippine Islands. She's been here a short time. They met through mutual family friends. They've tied the knot. You witnessed it. You saw it. You documented it. You listened to it. You heard it. You did everything except being there in person. And unbelievable. Just a beautiful. And the food, I'll have to go back inside before I close this video out and give you a look at the beautiful food. But before I do that, I just want to go over some items of interest. I haven't done any items of interest in quite some time. I'll be heading back to the East Coast. I will fly to the East Coast. My truck is in the East Coast at Terry's house. And the first junket will be Niagara Falls. With that said, let's go and get these items of interest. Some very interesting items of interest today. It's kind of windy. I was going to set this tripod up. And as you can see, that's not going to happen because we will have a phone. So let me just go over some of the wonderful things that happened on this date in history on April 10th. Not to mention the successful wedding of Pen and Eric. And they're both about the same size, which is kind of nice. Sometimes you go and you see people get married, and one is tall as heck and one is short as can be, and you say, what is this? Are these two going to join the circus after they get married? But they look like they were just about the same size, which is always good. Always a nice thing. Let me get over here so you can see the flag. And in 1633, bananas were sold for the first time in London. Bananas were sold for the first time in London in 1633. Before that, I guess bananas were unavailable. Unless, of course, you lived in a banana republic. In 1849, the safety pin was patented. The safety pin by a gentleman by the name of Walter Hunt. Walter Hunt invented the safety pin, and he sold the patent, if you can believe this, for $400 US, which in 1849 was probably a small fortune. But in today's dollars, wouldn't even fill up a Ford F-150 with fuel on the West Coast. 1866, Henry Bergh, it looks like, B-E-R-G-H, Baker, Edward, Robert, George, Henry. Henry Bergh witnessed a horse in Russia being beat. I don't know what else you can do to a horse that doesn't want to do what a horse is supposed to do, but he was taken aback. He was taken aback and upset so much that he created the ASPCA, which is the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals in New York. So our hats are off to Henry Bergh for protecting animals from cruelty. In 1872, the first Arbor Day, 1 million trees were planted. The first Arbor Day, 1872. In 1912, we're moving up now, 1912, the Titanic started its maiden voyage. And of course, several days later, hit an iceberg and sank. And that was in 1912. Now, if you want an interesting thing on your computer, go and look up the Jane Hotel, J-A-N-E Hotel in New York City. You can Google it, look it up, get to the website. You can look at the rooms. And this is a hotel where the survivors of the Titanic were taken. And it's still a hotel today. And all the rooms, well, you'll see the rooms. There's no business, there's no reason for me to take your time telling you things that you can find out for your own. So if you're interested in the Jane Hotel in New York City, the prices and the rooms that are available and the iconic building and location of the survivors of the Titanic, that's where they were taken and that's where they lived. 1912, 1957, 12 Angry Men. If you haven't seen this, I know everybody's busy watching content, all brand new content. You're not leaving, are you?
No, no, no.
That was a beautiful ceremony, huh? 12 Angry Men is a black and white film starring Jane Fonda and a lot of other famous actors in the day. It's about 12 jurors who are deciding the case of a defendant accused of murder, and Jane Fonda wants to know why we can't, why can't we discuss the fact that this defendant could be innocent? And it's called 12 Angry Men. So if you're into acting or good acting performances or just a good damn movie, I suggest you look up 12 Angry Men. Or you can watch reruns of Go Call Sal or whatever that is, or Saul or whatever. You can do that, or you can look at some. And the last one in 2019, the first black hole, the first image of a black hole was identified and shown. That's right, a black hole, and it was in Galaxy M87. The trouble with this is they could say it could be anywhere. There could be any numbers. It could be S59. There's no way to see if they're lying or not, if they're telling the truth, or even if they're just making it up. There's no way NASA or the astronauts or the astronomers or anybody involved in this kind of nonsense, they can say anything they want to say and nobody knows whether they're telling the truth or not. How are we going to find out if it's Galaxy M87 or Galaxy B12? Is this a bingo game or something? Anyway, so those are the items of interest. 1633, bananas for sale in London. 1849, safety pins were patented by Walter Hunt, and the patent was sold for $400 US. 1866, the ASPCA was founded. I'm always suspicious of any organization that shows commercials for its products or its organization. If they're showing commercials on television, they got enough money. They don't need my money. ASPCA, 1866, and it was started by Henry Berg. That's Boy, Edward, Robert, George, Henry. 1872, the first Arbor Day. They planted 1 million trees, and probably a lot of those trees are what's holding up your roof on your house probably right now. 1912, the Titanic started its maiden voyage and hit an iceberg several days later, and a lot of people lost their lives. And 1957, 12 Angry Men premiered, just an iconic film, and you'll like it, you'll love it. And The French Connection was on yesterday too, my free movie channel off the antenna. One of the best car chases, if you haven't seen The French Connection with Gene Hackman, that is definitely worth a watch as well. It's in the 70s. It's before there was green screens and monsters and Spider-Man and all this garbage that you see today. It was a real movie about real people with real lives, with real situations, unlike what we're seeing today. And in 2019, the first black hole was discovered and documented, and I'm going to go back inside now, and I'm going to show you a little bit what's going on inside. Just briefly, I don't want to take your time. I'm at 14 minutes now. Again, we're at the American Legion Post 496 in, the band is playing. So probably I'm not going to speak anymore. I'm just going to stop speaking, show you some food, show you around, and close it out, okay? Because the music is going to probably get me thrown off the channel. Congratulations, Eric. Congratulations. Say hello. Say hello, Brian. We are family. Won't you pay my rent for me?
The sound of a carousel. You can almost taste the hot dogs making them by yourself. I'm for one, down by the sea. I'm playing with my baby till I don't
Okay, that's it. I'm going to close it out. Have a great Sunday.